सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो फिजी 2 पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Tonight on FBC News, calls made to change perceptions on mental illness in Fiji. Corrections Department celebrates 5th anniversary of Yellow Ribbon campaign. And permanent secretaries to be briefed on their new roles and powers. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. First up, good news from the Gold Coast Sevens in Australia. The Digicel Fiji Sevens has won both pool games so far, first beating Canada 20 points to 10, then Portugal by a whooping 38 points to 0. Against Canada, Fiji playmaker Eli Tinai scored a hat-trick, while debutant and halfback Wesen Adungu also got a try to his name. In their second pool game, Fiji's improved defence forced Portugal errors, which resulted in coach Ben Ryan and his team ranking in 6 tries. Fiji's last pool match is against Wales at 24 minutes past 9 tonight. More in sports. 3 separate road accidents in the last 24 hours have landed 3 children in hospital, one in a serious condition. This has got the Fiji police worried, calling on motorists to exercise caution during peak hours. The first happened along Rewa Street in Suva yesterday, where an 80-year-old student was hit by a vehicle of which the driver failed to stop. The victim is admitted at the CWM hospital under observation, while police are searching for the driver. The second accident happened in the Northern Division, where another 80-year-old student was hit by a vehicle driven by a 37-year-old along the Wengele Road. The victim is admitted at the intensive care unit of the Lambasa Hospital in a serious condition. The driver is in custody. And just this morning, a 6-year-old was hit by a vehicle along Nukumbalavu Road in Savu. The driver of the vehicle is in police custody, while the child is admitted in hospital for observation. Organisers of the World Mental Health Day celebrations in Fiji have called for complete change in the way people perceive mental health. The call was echoed at today's celebrations in the capital, as Mika Longa reports.
World Mental Health Day coincided with Fiji Day. However, organisers held celebrations today to reflect on this year's theme, mental health and older adults.
Aging is part of life, beginning from birth, and will end someday. In Fiji, this averaged to 65 to 70 years, and in this span, mental health or well-being is a crucial component of a healthy and enjoyable lifespan.
Founded in 2004, a partner of the event, Psychiatric Survivors Association Fiji, had a clear message specifically on mental health. Its members are former patients of St. Giles Hospital.
We are not mad. We have a mental illness and we are just like anyone else there.
Organizers are hoping that through this fun day to commemorate World Mental Health Day, that we as members of the public will support them to remove the stigma from those out there that are suffering from mental health.
The hope is when we bring it out in public as such, and that's what today's day is about, is just to really begin to remove that stigma and tell everybody, look, this is something all of us, if not our own families and our relatives, go through at certain time, and we need the collective effort of society in order to actually address it.
According to the World Health Organization, 1 in every 4 people suffer from some form of mental health. Advocates have vowed to continue with their efforts to change people's mindset.
People's perception, I would say a little bit has changed because of the awareness we do.
We've moved away from saying mental disorder, from psychiatric disorders, and tried to shift the focus from that disease to actual mental health.
We must all take ownership of our mental health and change our mindset on the way we see and treat our friends, families, colleagues with mental illness.
A book which contains the testimonies of mental health survivors was also launched today. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Fiji Correction Service today celebrated the 5th anniversary of the Yellow Ribbon Campaign, which started with a fun run at Suva's Albert Park. The Yellow Ribbon Campaign was introduced in 2009, a concept which was borrowed from Singapore, and Fiji is the only other country in the world to implement it. Vosita Kotewasawasa reports.
Minister for Youth and Sports Viliamino Poto says that in giving people a second chance, a person can grow to be a useful citizen. He says that the Yellow Ribbon Campaign is not only about the rehabilitation of inmates, but applies to everybody.
Perfection is something that we hard to achieve in a sense. We can strive for it, but on the way to trying to be perfect, we will make our mistakes and we fall. And it's how we grow, really, is when we make our mistakes and then when we get up from that mistake and move on. That's how we grow as a person, become better. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. You know, if we don't give second chances, then we're really wasting the resource that we have. People are the number one resources in the country, and we're really just utilizing the number one resource that we have. So we wouldn't want to let it go.
Corrections Commissioner Lieutenant Colonel Iferemi Vasu says they have noticed a drop in the number of inmates reoffending since the implementation of the Yellow Ribbon Campaign.
When we start the Yellow Ribbon, our recidivist percent was about 39%. That's for those who are coming back. For the last few years, that percentage have reduced to 6, 7. It lies within that percentage, which is showing positive results. But we need to continue to do it. We have gone to another level now. We're doing the fun run. The Yellow Ribbon Fun Run is to get the community together. We also involving some of the inmates today in the fun run.
Vasu adds that despite difficulties encountered during the implementation of the program, they have noticed that some inmates are now doing quite well after they serve their time. Vosita Kotewasawasa, FBC News.
A recent tax audit carried out by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has revealed serious tax omissions. The omissions, which are of the fringe benefit tax, are estimated to be in millions. Ritika Pratap reports.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has found that a majority of employers who are lodging VAT returns do not make the mandatory fringe benefit tax adjustments, and the authority warns this must be corrected.
Either they're intentionally not reflecting the correct amount, or they have actually just totaled up, as a cash amount rather than in kind, providing those benefits. But whatever way, it has to be deducted on a monthly basis regularly, and for us we notice as well that it's just up and down as well. The amount is not consistent.
Any non-cash benefits provided by the employer are subject to 20% fringe benefit tax, and employers must register for it.
Indication that we got a very good indicator in terms of the audit that's been done, that the amount remitted to us is not correct. So that's why we're going back to employers to please correct it, and the VAT implication as well. So a couple of millions.
The fringe benefit tax came into effect last year, and Chitoko Tikolevu says his team has conducted road shows with relevant authorities to create awareness on the tax.
During the course of last year, just to educate employers how it should be done. So we're asking them to please make sure that they do the right deduction and remit to us at the appropriate time.
Revenue collected from fringe benefit tax last year was $9.36 million. And for the first 6 months of this year, $8.2 million has been collected, an increase of $2.9 million when compared to the same period last year. Taxpayers have been urged to make use of the grace period and pay up, as penalties will be applied after November 11th. Taxable benefits include any non-cash benefits or benefits received in kind that is provided free by the employer to the employee or persons associated with the employee. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Permanent secretaries will be briefed on their new roles and powers by the Attorney General and Solicitor General. The Public Service Commission says with increased powers, the permanent secretaries need to know what's required of them. Vasita Kote Wasawasa reports.
The successful completion of the civil service reforms now depends on the individual permanent secretaries. PS for the Public Service Commission Pramesh Chand expects the whole exercise to now intensify.
This is more or less the ultimate in reforms, wherein the ultimate responsibility is now on the permanent secretaries, and we are happy with that because we also have a very focused role in management of the permanent secretaries and their welfare, as well as that they are given sufficient work tools to perform.
The transfer of powers to the permanent secretaries comes with added responsibilities, and Chan says that they are working to ensure that there is no confusion.
It is all clearly laid out, so everybody is aware of their responsibilities. There would be sessions of awareness created for the permanent secretaries. The Attorney General as well as the Acting Solicitor General will provide briefings as and when time permits on the new powers, and there will be also, of course, harmonization of some laws done to ensure that everything is in harmony with this.
While the transition of powers has officially been signed off, the full implementation is likely to take some time. Vasita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
In the news ahead, celebrating World Egg Day for the first time.
Nimbula, methangu nimilote na isoro tambua. Nama kia umina rua kina ona na veka vi monite kina vakarambuka. Rongo mena via sama kina viva ko barota kini ndreko malolo. Ena radio Fiji 1 na wongani via niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on घर संसार, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Welcome back to FBC News. While the white cane is commonly accepted as a symbol of blindness, there is still a need for more education and awareness. Its primary uses are to guide the visually impaired across a street, detecting objects in their paths, and also to protect themselves. However, most people don't know this. Akasita Tale was at the launch of the White Cane Awareness Campaign in Lautoka today.
Most may see this as a walking stick, but to a blind person, this is their guide. Visually impaired citizens are seeking help from the public to be more understanding when they see a white cane on the street. This year's campaign will be different as Western members are reaching out to communities to educate them on the significance of canes.
To go out into the community, into the schools, into the business houses and advocate the importance of the white cane and the abilities that we have.
Rakesh Chand lost his eyesight at a very young age and is all too familiar with the stigma associated with the white cane.
We keep on encouraging our members who are losing their sight or have lost their sight to use a cane, because a cane is something that you can use every day and you don't have to ask for permission, you don't have to make bookings.
Lautoka Special Administrator Praveen Bala is encouraging the public to be more supportive of the White Cane campaign.
When you see a person using a white cane, just pause for a moment to realize that the particular person is unfortunate to be visually disabled against his or her will. And all that white cane is saying to you, please, I need your cooperation and understanding.
The awareness campaign will be run for 2 weeks with an idea to also form a United Blind Persons of Fiji branch in the West, having members from Singatoka to Rakiraki. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Heads of government schools have been told they're expected to be role models in order to lead their schools successfully. They gathered in Suva this week for the Service Excellence Awards Awareness Workshop. Eleanor Turangaivu has more.
The 14 heads of schools were told to set a vision for themselves first in order to be successful.
Your vision tells you where you will be tomorrow. It tells you about the people you will meet and the friends you will have, the work you will be doing. No matter who you are, you have one true vision for your life, and that vision excites you. It will give you the energy to wake up every morning and have the passion for work.
Dr. Bridgelal says most people have the laid-back attitude of doing work, repeating the same lifestyle for years.
Most people live their lives without a vision. Their lives are marked by routine, like a dull existence, and never seems an end. They get back to work on Monday morning with Monday blues and thank God that it is Friday at the end of the week.
He told the principals to be good role models, not only to the school, but also to society.
Good leaders encourage employees to remove obstacles to performance improvement and find new ways to do things better. Far too often, people use only a tiny part of their abilities, yet they can blossom and thrive when given the opportunity to take the initiative.
The workshop aims to discuss ways of instilling excellence amongst the principals. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
For the first time ever, Fiji today celebrated World Egg Day. Spearheading celebrations was the country's biggest egg-producing company, Ramsamy and Sons Limited, who brought together 130 underprivileged children. Roland Koroy reports.
World Egg Day has been celebrated globally since 1996. Here at home, today's celebration is being held for the first time by Ramsamy and Sons, and the company believes it has good reason to.
People's perception on eggs, like they say it have a lot of cholesterol and other things, and it's been proven with the scientists in Europe, and you can go to their website even and get all the information that eggs is very good for health.
Invited today were children from Delkusha Home, Hilton Special School, St. Christopher's Home and Gospel School of the Deaf.
We thought that these schools, they are not being given opportunities to celebrate this kind of things, and we're celebrating with the All Egg Day, plus they're having some games and lunch, then they would go.
Ramsamy and Sons supplies eggs to a number of special schools, and the initiative today has been highly regarded by the chief guest.
Privileged to be here today, especially getting the underprivileged young kids to be invited to be part of this celebration. And I know Ramsamy is doing a good job. They are supplying them, every week with eggs, and this is, a testimony of, the humanitarian part of their company.
There were games and cooking competitions to mark World Egg Day, as well as to promote healthy living.
Thanks to Ramsamy.
What do you have to say to Ramsamy?
Thank you very much for inviting us today. It's really fun and we're really enjoying it.
Ramsamy and Sons now plans to make these celebrations an annual event. Roland Koroy, FBC News.
Sport is after the break, and Lambasa is first to qualify for Super Premier Court IDC semi-finals.
Now that's just another groove to kickstart your morning.
That's right. Good morning, Fiji. It's Gold FM bringing you the classic hits to fine-tune your mornings.
And Fila still trying to fine-tune her voice.
And as always, Pedali still trying to wake up.
Now this is where you'll find us every morning from Monday to Friday.
On Daybreak with Pedali and Fina from 6 to 9. Join us.
Isambol binaka. Nadhango waji soni ndalai. Nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi. Maina tolu kina vitu. Ena moni digina por rombuka. Ena mbula FM. Na bandu ena serre.
Welcome to FBC Sports. While Digital Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan has asked fans to be patient It seems his short work with the team so far is already paying off. Against Canada, the most noticeable improvement was Fiji's wins at the restart to score and beat the Canadians 20 points to 10. However, lazy defence saw Fiji concede points. Then against Portugal, improvements came in Fiji's defence as they put up the pressure on to rack up 6 tries and win. The match against Wales tonight will be Fiji's test on day 1. And day 4 of the Courts Inter-District Championship is by far the most interesting day of the competition at Churchill Park in Lautoka. Lambasa is the first Super Premier team to qualify for the semi-final after drawing 0-0 with Rewa at Churchill Park in Lautoka this afternoon. As Elena McDonald reports, Suva has just become the second team, while Nandi is the most likely to join the top 4.
Nandrunga and Navua drew 0-0 this afternoon, so still no confirmation on who will join Lambasa in tomorrow's semis.
We just had to come out here and make sure we get a point out of this game in order to qualify. And despite performance not up to par, but I thank the boys for the effort for us to qualify for the semis tomorrow.
The heat has been an issue for most teams, but one the Northerners have proven they have prepared well for.
Just have to go back and focus and make sure we come out here and give our best.
In the Premier Division, it will be an all-Northern final between Taviuni and Riketi. This after Taviuni upset Nasinu 2-0, while Riketi defeated Raki Raki by the same score. A new champion will also be crowned in this division. Day 4 belonged to the Northern teams today, and after the completion of all rounds tonight, there's no doubt the final day of competition tomorrow will be a thriller. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, day 2 of the Kshatriya World Cup was held today at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Suva looks to be one of the top local teams for this event after they came out winners in the Battle of the Cities with a 1-0 win over Lautoka. The pool round robin continued with Auckland and Brisbane registering wins over Nandi and Melbourne respectively. The pool round robin continued with Auckland and Brisbane registering wins over Nandi and Melbourne respectively. Auckland, of course, have been marked as giant killers for their 1-0 upset victory over Nandi yesterday and continued their form today. The semi-finals and finals will be held tomorrow, followed by a special award ceremony at the Vodafone Arena later in the evening to round up the competition. The Vodafone Fiji Bati took on the Fiji President's 13 side in a warm-up match to the Rugby League World Cup in England. The strength, class and experience of the Bati side was evident from the first whistle as they scored a 55-12 win. Chalindau Dakadaka reports.
The opening of last night's build-up match between the Vodafone Fiji Mbati and the Fiji President's side brought back scenes from the 2008 Rugby League World Cup. But from the kickoff, it was serious business for the Mbati side, who showed fans a glimpse of what is to come in England.
Last night's match, it's all about the boys get together, play a bit of footy. It's been a while, some of the boys. The area we work on is most is support play. When we got the football, we need everyone to push through the line, go through them rather than go around them. When we got into defense, we need to focus more in the middle.
There were some positive notes drawn from the game that would have brought a smile to officials and fans alike. The country will now await on what to expect from the side in 2 weeks' time.
The boys enjoyed the game last night. We got another one in Rochdale. Then we're ready for Ireland.
This will be their last weekend in the country before they fly off on Monday to the World Cup in England. Chalindau Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
A host of new records were established at the Connect Age Group Short Course Swimming Nationals today. This year's event has boosted the confidence of officials in their effort to groom the young swimmers for national duties. Chalindau Dakadaka once again.
Over 200 young swimmers turned up for this annual event. Competition was held in the 25-meter pool, with participants having to go through qualifying stages.
Qualification is normally through the Grand Prix. We have 3 Grand Prix that we conducted in Nandi to basically try and spread the involvement of as many swimmers as possible from around the country. And so basically for this weekend we've got 204 local swimmers and a few from New Zealand as well.
A significant number of records being set over the 2-day event has shone a good light on the depth of talent in the pool.
Up until yesterday there were 17 records and we've got a few more tumbling today. which is, I think, a very good indication of the quality of the swimmers coming through. And so, we're looking at basically developing the swimmers from an overall perspective.
Local club Stingers dominated the short course nationals, raking in a couple of records along the way. Such competitions have uncovered the potential in our swimmers to compete at regional and international events. Talendo Dakavak, FBC Sports.
It was a great day to spend out with the family today, with sunshine experienced right across the country. Mombasa was the warmest today, reaching 32 degrees at 4 this afternoon. Suva and Savu were the coolest at 27 degrees. Now tomorrow's weather will be no different from today. Expect the fine sunny weather to prevail. And looking to the new week ahead, fine weather is also predicted. That's news for tonight, but before we go, here are the headlines again. Fiji Sevens wins 2 of their 3 pool matches in a bid to defend their Gold Coast Sevens title. Calls made to change perceptions on mental health in Fiji. And Corrections Department celebrate 5th anniversary of Yellow Ribbon campaign. To the poll question now. Will live EPL games on FBCTV help develop local soccer? Visit www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. Until tomorrow, all the best to our Sevens boys, and you have a wonderful evening. Nodemanda.
Oh, kayak boro-boro cuma tak pengen itu mamu. Gua nggak usah nih lanangan itu mamu. Nimbula, ayaw Mr. Ben.
Elaba.
Na magkikiro manolo kinedyo na bimata ka monisi kinafagarumbuka.
And Bula FM. Number 2 and selling.
Nisambulo binaka, oya wane kamanalangi, oni nandorungo diao, may nadiwa kinarua na bisinga, may namoniti kinabagarumbuka na Radio Fiji 1 nandoma ibiti bongani biyanyano. Nama katalangana bengo na sasibiani na tinakaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu. Kena bima maniwalu na bembongi ni bakarawai, may nambuza ni balo ni ngay namaka.